I've been wanting to recreate some of my best tasting seasonal cocktails as non-alcoholic versions. I wanted to know, would they taste any good or would they suck? So I stopped by the Santa Monica Farmers Market to grab all the stuff we needed for this experiment. Spoiler alert, they did not suck. Non-alcoholic spirits have come a long way, and they're actually really good now. What are they? How do you make these things? They're using the same botanicals that you would use to make a gin or a tequila or a whiskey. And so you have all of that complexity, the herbs, the spices, the bark, the roots, all kinds of stuff that's used in a gin or a tequila. And you have this remarkable alcohol-free spirit. So you can do some pretty cool stuff with it. This is going to be my replacement for a tequila or a mezcal. So I would make a Paloma, I would make a Margarita. We're going to do an Italian parsley and Meyer lemon non-alcoholic Margarita. And I'm going to compare it against a mezcal Margarita, just so that we have an honest, legitimate comparison side by side. So my Meyer lemon, I'm going to cut it in half. And I'm going to cut it in half and half again. So I've got these little quarters, right? And that's going to go in one tin. And then this is going to go in there. So basically, a drink is getting half of a lemon. And then I'm going to take these parsley wedges. These parsley sprigs. I like it really green and really herbaceous. So I use a lot of parsley. Here, let me show you. That's the amount of parsley I'm going to use for one drink. Put all that in the tin. Another handful of parsley. Let's get a little bit more parsley. I'm going to put in this tin. So next step, we're going to add agave syrup and lime juice. We're going to go 3/4 of an ounce of agave syrup and 3/4 of an ounce of fresh pressed lime juice, guys. You're never going to use anything but fresh citrus that you turn into juice. I don't want to hear about any sweet and sour mix. Okay, now I take my muddler. Check out my muddler. It's a metal muddler. It's got these nice teeth that I can use. It's not wooden. Don't buy a wood muddler. You're going to buy one of these. This is made by OXO. They make good bar equipment. OXO, OXO. So check it out. You're going to press down and twist, press down and twist. And I want to break up that Meyer lemon and the Italian parsley. I want to really macerate it. So all the flavors, all the oils come out of the citrus peel. I've muddled it with my agave and lime juice. Now we'll do the other one. Okay, cool. Using a jigger, we're going to go 2 ounces of our spirit. So you're going to ice your tins, and we're going to put 2 ounces of our non-alcoholic C word. Okay, there's 2 ounces. And we're going to put 2 ounces of mezcal in the other one. Ice our glassware first. You're going to serve these on the rocks like a margarita. Okay, this is our mezcal. That smells good. And here's our C word. Non-alcoholic. Let's pour the non-alcoholic first. Wow, look at that color, guys. Look at that. Get all that, the oils coming out of the parsley. And here's our mezcal. Look at that color. Okay, here is our non-alcoholic. Wow, holy moly. Wow. It's like a non-alcoholic limoncello. You get the Meyer lemon first, and then the parsley on the back end. That is something you can serve to your guests with pride. Wow, that's good. And it's good for you. Now the classic, the OG, mezcal. You got a little bit of that smoke from the mezcal. I'm not going to lie, that's amazing too. Wow. Really citrusy. It's funny, the citrus actually, in a way, almost comes through more with the mezcal. I taste more of the Meyer lemon. You got an option. You got an option for you and your guests. You want something that's not going to give you a hangover. You're cutting out alcohol. You're maybe abstaining completely from alcohol. Okay, here's our second non-alcoholic cocktail. We're going to use this Coastal Spritz, is what it's called, from Pentier. Now, check it out. This non-alcoholic distillate, or spirit, is a riff on like Aperol or another Italian aperitif called Cappelletti. But they're both slightly sweet, slightly bitter, orange, aperitivos. So your Coastal Spritz is their non-alcoholic version of a orange Italian aperitivo. Okay, so our non-alcoholic version is going to be a riff on a margarita, actually. I'm going to make a passion fruit margarita. I've got these incredible passion fruit at the farmer's market. Everyone loves passion fruit. So if you can get them, it's always a crowd pleaser. And you can see it, they've got kind of this, look at this, like this sort of kind of gelatinous, almost like kind of gooey interior. But they're really tart and they're really tropical. And I will tell you one thing, folks, you got to use a lot of passion fruit. I use one whole passion fruit per drink. So my advice is always, when you make these, make them for the people you love, because you got to use a lot of passion fruit. One whole passion fruit per drink. And you can kind of see, like, they start to get a little bit like wrinkled or like mottled. And that's when they start to get ripe. They're smooth when they're not ripe. But you just kind of take your spoon and you kind of twist it like that. And that's how all the seeds, you put all the seeds in there, everything goes in there. Okay, so now 3/4 ounces of agave syrup and 3/4 ounces of your fresh pressed lime juice. And then I'm going to put 2 ounces of our Coastal Spritz. And you pretty much know, almost always, whenever you're making a cocktail, not every case, but almost always, a cocktail is going to get 2 ounces of whatever spirit you're using. So we'll do 2 ounces of our, and now in our alcoholic version, we're going to go 1 ounce of tequila. And the reason we're going to do 1 ounce of tequila is because we're also going to do 1 ounce of Cappelletti so that we can compare it against our non-alcoholic. Okay, here's our tequila and Cappelletti. And here's our Coastal Spritz, non-alcoholic version. We'll pour that first. Wow, look at that color. Look at it. And what you want to do too is you want to like shake it and get those seeds. Look at all the passion fruit seeds. All right, let's try it. Wow, dude, holy moly. That is unbelievable. So it's a passion fruit, Coastal Spritz, non-alcoholic, tropical margarita. That is dope. Wow. Okay, so we have a winner. But let's do it, to be fair, let's do it against the tequila and Cappelletti. So this is going to be our alcoholic version. And you see, like, that passion fruit is so acidic. It gives that nice, like, frothy bubbles. Dude, it's great. Yeah, that's insane. I gotta say, I mean, that's insane. This is the classic Matthew Bianconello, one of my great heroes. You should follow him. Go to his YouTube channel, Liquid Journeys. This is his Italian Greyhound. This is the drink he invented. This is what Matthew taught me. Half tequila, half Cappelletti, 1 whole passion fruit, and your lime juice and agave. So it's basically like a passion fruit Cappelletti tequila margarita. And this is like a creamsicle. But you got this absolutely insane non-alcoholic version. This is amazing for kids. This is a great, like, low sugar, high in vitamin C, delicious party drink. You can batch them up. You can serve this to on a birthday party for kids. 2 winners right here. Okay, here's our third non-alcoholic cocktail. And we're going to use a drift. And we're going to use gin. We're going to do dill and cucumber. We're going to try with the drift and we're going to try with gin. So check it out. We're going to muddle, say 3 or so slices of cucumber. Put them in both tins. We'll take a nice, generous helping of dill. Boom, right there. Right there. As usual, we'll go 3/4 ounces of our agave syrup and then 3/4 ounces of our lime juice. And we're going to give it a hard muddle, right? Press and turn and get all the fragrance and all of the oil pressed out of those natural botanical oils pressed out of the dill. Okay, so we're going to put 2 ounces of our adrift. Like I said, to me, this is the replacement for gin once again, you get a lot of the same botanicals that show up in gin. What do I mean by that? The different types of plants and herbs that are going to be used to distill a traditional gin are going to be used in this Adrift. And here for my gin, I've got this St. George. I like this gin that these guys make. And that goes 2 ounces in there. Okay, here's our gin. Oh, wow. And this is the Adrift non-alcoholic smelling. Amazing color. And here's our gin. Wow. It smells like a dill pickle with the dill. Yeah, that's incredible. This is great for anyone that loves things that are like earthy and herbal, things like cucumber, dill, mint, ginger. Okay, let's do it with the gin. It's a gin, it's like an east side, but instead of mint, we've got dill. Wow. That's interesting. Wow. See, the gin holds up more to the dill. Actually, the dill is more dominant in the non-alcoholic. There's your non-alcoholic modified east side. Adrift, you're going to use instead of gin, dill instead of mint, a cucumber, lime juice, and agave. You can drink this all night, no hangover. That's a killer non-alcoholic option for you. Salud. Edwin, you got to taste this and compare it to the gin.
Okay.
That's good, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, we're out of here. We got to go. Thanks for watching. Listen, if you want to see more of these videos, please, your encouragement means everything. Like, subscribe, give me comments. Let me know if there's other drinks or other ingredients that you have access to that you want to figure out a way to make a cocktail out of it. Throw it all at me. I want to hear all about it, and I'll do everything I can to bring something tasty to your table. Later.